Hey everyone, Matt For You here, and I'm just making a video on why it is extremely important that you pick up and play The World Ends With You Final Remix on the Nintendo Switch. Whether you are playing it, have not yet played it, or have never heard of the series before, I want you to watch this video, and don't worry about spoilers because when I get to the point in the video where there will be spoilers, I'll make sure that I let you know so you can click away. This video will be split up into two parts. The first part is how to play this game properly, just in case you picked it up and decided that you didn't like it or couldn't really get into the controls. I'll tell you how to play this game properly. And then the next part of the video, where the spoilers will come in, will be about why it is so important that you particularly pick up this version of the game and play it for the future of the series. Now, this game was originally released for the Nintendo DS, and I played it all the way back then. You'll notice that there's one very different thing about both of these devices. This one has two screens, and this one has one. This was an issue that they handled back when they ported it onto the phone. And they said, how are we going to play this game, which was designed for two screens, with just one screen? And they did it by simplifying the touch controls. However, there's one thing that this doesn't have, that this does have, and that is controls with buttons. Finally, and we've been wanting those for a while, except they work horribly with this game. Don't even try it. You should play this game not only in handheld mode, but you should play it without the controllers attached. Treat it as if it were a tablet, hold it like this. It's up to you whether or not you want to use a stylus to play this game or your fingers, because all of the combat is touch-based. You definitely don't want to be using these because pointing at the screen and being accurate is just completely infeasible. I've seen people express discontent with that style of play, and of course you will, because it's just a secondary style of play. It's not meant to be how you play this game, it's just an alternative. And it also helps if for some reason you want to play with a partner in co-op mode. You both need to be looking at the TV so each of you can have a Joy-Con. Let me show you really quick how to actually play this game. You hold it like this, with your fingers like this. Hi, there I am. Now, when it comes time to partake in combat, you can use your thumb to swipe, like that, or you can hold it with your non-dominant hand and use your dominant hand as a stylus. So you can use your index finger, middle finger, you just drag Neku across the screen, use your Sykes however you want to use them. Each pin has a different style. You either touch, you draw a circle, you swipe, you drag. There's all different things you can do with your finger here. And the other thing that you can do is use a stylus. Use a stylus that has a tip just like the one you see here with the black on it. It's soft to the touch, and it's also a proxy for the finger for touchpads like the Nintendo Switches, which only respond to heat. I thoroughly enjoyed playing this game in handheld mode as if it were a tablet with my fingers. It was much better than the iOS, it was much better than the DS. Okay, so now you know how to play this game. Let me tell you why it's important that you play this game. This is the third time this game is being released. First on the Nintendo DS, second on the cell phone, and now finally on the Nintendo Switch. It's called Final Remix for a reason. This is the last chance that the world has to experience The World Ends With You. And I mean that very literally, because this game is designed to test the waters for a sequel. It is completely obvious when you look at the secret ending, and now I will say there are going to be spoilers in this video, so if you'd like to tune away now, watch at your own discretion. There is a secret ending in this version of the game that does not appear in any other installment. Not on the DS, not on the phone, just on the Switch. It's called A New Day. Everything is broken up into nifty little chapters right here. You can actually go back and play any day of this game. There's a lot of different achievements and challenges in each day that you can go back and retroactively play. However, the important one is A New Day. And you can unlock A New Day by going back to day 7 for each week, Shiki's week, Joshua's week, and Beat's week, and completing the challenge given by a special Reaper wearing purple. You can find the locations for all of them with a simple Google search. Once you do that, you unlock this secret episode called A New Day. And basically, A New Day is not much to write home about other than what it doesn't include. Basically, it's just a lot of combat. It's a lot of expert mode combat, really challenging stuff. If you're looking for a challenge in the gameplay of The World Ends With You, that's where you want to go, A New Day. Not Another Day, that's actually a different thing. There's a new character named Coco who was from the iOS version, and now she has a really important part in the story. And what's revealed at the end of the game, I have basically rationalized as this. Shibuya was having noise from the underground infiltrate the real ground, the real world. This was something that Mr. Hanakoma was trying to prevent. And in doing so, Neku and Beat got dragged into this alternate version of Shibuya to take on the noise and stop whatever was infiltrating Shibuya. And they did it. Congratulations. However, there's this mystery girl that has been around Since the iOS version came out, 2012, at least 6 years that this character has been completely unknown to us. You learn very little about her, and it basically reveals you're not supposed to learn anything about her, that she is the subject of the sequel. Neku has visions of her. He sees her. There is some kind of connection, but you don't know anything about it. There is nothing that's revealed. It's completely a blue balls teaser. Here's why it's important that you play this game, because if you don't, then we're not going to get a sequel and we're not going to learn who this character is. Now, with context clues and the secret reports that Hanakoma wrote, we can derive that this character is a girl who escaped from the city of Shinjuku. Shinjuku experienced the same ills that A New Day shows Shibuya experienced, which is the noise from the underground has infiltrated on the real ground, except in Shinjuku, there was no character like Neku to stop it from taking over. And you see in the cutscenes that Shinjuku is actually completely taken over by the noise. And it is speculated that this character right here, I'm gonna call her Enigma. Enigma right here, she seems to have escaped from the noise-stricken Shinjuku. And you can see her walking away from the city, not really knowing where she is. Looks like she's been taken over by the red noise pin, but not quite exactly. Neku was able to prevent what happened in Shinjuku in Shibuya, and this girl is a fallen survivor of Shinjuku who is making her way into Shibuya, and the sequel is going to heavily incorporate her because she has some unknown connection to Neku, and because at the very end, instead of enjoying this happily ever after that they all get to have, Coco, the new little girl who speaks in text lingo exclusively, has some sick obsession with the game. She revives math nerd Minamimoto, and she kills Neku to send him back into the game. This new thing that I expected to receive closure with is actually what's giving me the biggest cliffhanger of any video game right now, because the cliffhanger is all too real. We don't know if this game is going to get a sequel, especially not with the poor sales and people, important voices in the community, saying that you shouldn't get this game just because the controls on the Joy-Con are terrible. The music is incredible, the characters are so compelling, and we're not going to receive any closure on it, nor are we going to receive any further updates in the story if you don't play and enjoy and talk about this game. So that's why it's so important that you get it, it's so important that you enjoy it and bring it to the limelight, just like Nintendo has with their recent efforts to put these characters into their spotlight on Twitter, specifically Instagram, YouTube. If you wanted to hear more about that, you can watch my video on why Neku could potentially be in Super Smash Bros. All I can say is get this game and play it and share it with your friends, or we're never going to find out who Enigma Girl is. I'm Matt Foryo, and hopefully that's not all for yo with The World Ends With You, but that's all for yo today.
Explain to me what is justice, what is right.